Have you ever loved someone so much that you couldn't even see how badly they were about to break you? I thought I was weeks away from marrying the love of my life. Instead, I ended up selling our house, disappearing, and rebuilding my life from scratch on the other side of the country. Today, I'm going to share with you how everything I believed, everything I trusted, collapsed overnight. The signs I ignored, the betrayal I never saw coming, and the hardest decision I've ever had to make, choosing myself, when the person I loved most asked for a break to explore her ex. If you've ever been someone's second choice, if you've ever stayed longer than you should have, or if you just want to know what true self-respect looks like when everything falls apart, stick around, because this isn't just a story about heartbreak. It's about survival, revenge by success, and walking away with your dignity intact. Let's start at the very beginning. Back when I still believed love was enough, looking back, it's almost funny how perfect everything seemed, how perfect I wanted it to be, and how badly I missed the cracks that were right there staring me in the face. I met Tessa 4 years ago, at a birthday party neither of us even wanted to attend. Mutual friends, a cheap bar, some terrible music. But then she smiled at me, that kind of no-nonsense I dare you smile, and boom. It was like gravity stopped working the way it usually does. She was witty, confident, a little chaotic, in that adorable tornado kind of way. I had dated before, sure, but no one clicked with me the way she did. It felt like we were already synced up somehow. Same dreams, same jokes, same stubborn way of pretending we had it all figured out. And 1 year later, we were living together. It was easy, be comfortable, like putting on your favorite hoodie after a long day. She freelanced as a graphic designer. I managed projects for a tech company. Our schedules lined up like puzzle pieces. We weren't rich. We weren't glamorous. But man, we were happy. Or so I thought. We talked about marriage like it was just the next obvious step. Kid someday. A little house. Maybe a dog. You know. SNTISF, the American Dream, Starter Pack Edition increases the number of pairs of shoes the possible. So when I finally proposed, just a simple dinner at home, no big spectacle, she cried. She hugged me so tight I could barely breathe. She said yes without a second's hesitation. And in that moment, I swear to you, I thought every good thing in my life was finally coming true. But here's the thing nobody tells you about fairy tales. Sometimes, the biggest red flags come wrapped up like little red bows. And when you're in love, you're the last one to notice. Her head beat. Lean closer. Big question before we dive deeper. If you've ever ignored a gut feeling, just because your heart didn't want to hear it, drop me a comment below. I want to know I'm not the only one who's worn rose-colored glasses so thick they basically blocked out the sun. And hey, if you're finding this story relatable, or hit that like button and subscribe for more real-life chaos, lessons, and maybe a little healing too. Because trust me, it's about to get a lot messier. Next up, let's talk about those little warning signs I should have seen from a mile away. I didn't, until it was way too late. You know what's funny? The universe never whispers when something's wrong. It screams. But love? Love's like sticking your fingers in your ears and humming real loud to drown it out. After we got engaged, I expected things to get even better. You know, picking out wedding venues, tasting a bunch of free cake samples, arguing over tulips versus roses, the good stuff. And at first, that's exactly what it was. Tessa was all in. Pinterest boards flying, late-night FaceTime calls about napkin colors, endless texts about bridesmaid dresses and sunset photo shoots. It felt like planning our future, together, but then something shifted. It wasn't obvious at first. No big fights, no tearful confessions, just a shrug here, a canceled appointment there. Little things. I'd ask, "Hey, have you picked your bridesmaids yet?" And she'd shrug and say, "Not yet. I'm still thinking about it." I'd bring up cake tastings and she'd say, "Let's hold off a little longer, babe. There's still time." Still time, still time, still time. It became her favorite excuse, her shield, and stupidly I bought it. Every single time. Here's the thing, though. When someone stops building a future with you, it's usually because they're thinking about a future without you. I ignored it. I told myself she was just stressed, overwhelmed, too busy with work. Spoiler alert, busy people make time for what matters. Meanwhile, I was out here being Mr. Supportive Fiancé, making dinner, picking up takeout, showing up with flowers just because it was Wednesday, and getting nothing back but distant smiles and vague promises. If love languages were a two-way street, I was on the freeway for a year. The traffic, and Tessa was parked in a do-not-enter zone. Quick gut check for you. Have you ever felt yourself becoming less of a priority in someone's life, but convinced yourself it was just bad timing? Drop me a comment below, because I guarantee you're not alone in that lie we all love to tell ourselves. And hey, if you're finding this story relatable, smash that like button and subscribe, because trust me, this emotional roller coaster is just warming up. The truth is, the signs were always there. And if I'd opened my eyes just a little sooner, maybe I wouldn't have been so blindsided by what came next. Because the real slap in the face wasn't a canceled cake tasting. It was a name. One name that changed everything. Coming up, the night a stupid party game exposed a truth I wasn't ready to hear. It happened on a random Friday night. One of those casual hangouts with friends that you barely even plan. Pizza, tasted cheap wine, terrible Spotify playlists. Somebody suggested we play one of those TikTok straight-face games. Answer personal questions without laughing, without reacting. Harmless, right? Yeah. Famous last words. The questions started off easy. What's your most embarrassing moment? If you could have dinner with any celebrity, who would it be? We laughed, we teased. It felt normal. And then came the question. The one that split my life clean down the middle. If you could relive one relationship, which one would it be? I swear to ya, without even blinking, without missing a beat, Tessa said, probably Dylan. Dylan, her college ex. The same Dylan who cheated on her. The same Dylan she swore was ancient history. The room went dead quiet. You could have heard a pin drop. My heart cracking in half. Tessa giggled. That awkward, too loud kind of laugh people make when they realize they just screwed up big time. I mean, not that I'd want to, she rushed to say. It was a big part of my life, Voice hardens slightly. Yeah, I knew exactly what she meant. I just didn't want to admit it yet. Later that night, when it was just the two of us, I asked her straight up, "Well, Dylan, what was it about him?" She shrugged, like I had just asked her if she wanted pepperoni or sausage on her pizza. "It was a dumb game, Liam. Don't take it so seriously," she said, flashing that same smile she used when she got caught sneaking an extra cupcake. But here's the thing. Games reveal what people don't dare say out loud. And my gut, the one I kept punching into silence, was screaming now. A mini scream. Biota. Have you ever caught someone you loved telling you exactly how they felt? Are you convinced yourself you misunderstood? If yes, drop a comment below. I want to hear your story. And hey, while you're down there, smash that like button and subscribe for more painfully real-life lessons like this one. Because trust me, this ride, it's only getting bumpier from here. That night should have been my wake-up call. It shone at the beginning of the end. But love makes you stupidly hopeful, stupidly forgiving. And the real collapse? It didn't come until she looked me dead in the eye and asked for something I never saw coming. Next, the conversation that shattered everything. And the moment I realized I was just her backup plan, it was a Friday night. The kind of night you imagine spending curled up with your fiancé. ordering takeout, binge-watching something stupid, maybe arguing about whether to start a new show or rewatch The Office again for the 100th time. I got home early. I even picked up her favorite takeout on the way, pad thai, extra spicy, no peanuts. I wanted it to feel normal. But the second I walked through the door, I knew Tessa was on the couch. Laptop open. Doodled he stared at the screen but not seeing it. Not working. Just lost somewhere. "Hey, I'm home," I said, trying to sound casual. Her head snapped up, like she was caught doing something wrong. "You're early," she said, like it was a bad thing. No kiss. Low smile. It just... Awkward silence. You frowned, distracted as she ignored it. Tried to be the guy who doesn't jump to conclusions. I cooked. Set the table. Turned on a playlist. All things to pretend everything was fine. But the silence in that house, it was deafening. It felt like the walls themselves were holding their breath, waiting for the explosion. Finally, she closed her laptop. Turned to me with that face, the one you only see right before someone tells you they totaled your car. Or they don't love you anymore. "There's something I need to talk to you about," she said. I put the spatula down. Sat across from her. "Okay," I said. "What's going on?" She took a breath. And then she said, so casually it almost didn't register at first, "I've been thinking about us. And about Dylan." Dylan. There it was again. That knee, like a cockroach you thought you killed but somehow keeps scurrying back. "I think I need some time," she continued. "I need to figure things out. I want to see if there's still something there. With him." Neger lingers on my blank expression, the weight sinking in. Do you ever have a moment where reality tilts sideways? Where everything you thought was solid just liquefies under your feet? Yeah, that was me. Standing there with a kitchen towel in one hand and a broken heart in the other. At first I thought I misheard her. Like maybe the takeout fumes were messing with my brain. "Wait," I said, leaning in. "You want to take a break? To date your ex?" She rushed to explain. "It's not like that. I need clarity before we get married. I owe it to myself to be sure." "You owe it to yourself. Not to us. Not to me. To yourself." That's when it clicked. She didn't just want time to think. She wanted permission to test drive her old relationship and keep me sitting there, engine idling, just in case she changed her mind. And here's the craziest part. She actually thought I would wait. Real quick, if you've ever been treated like someone's just-in-case plan, drop a comment below. Because you and me, we deserve so much better than that. And if you're feeling the same gut punch I felt that night, hit that like button, because honestly sometimes the only way out is through the truth. I didn't beg. I just sat there, looking at the woman I thought I knew, realizing I didn't know her at all. And in the calmest voice I could muster, I said, "Take all the time you need, Tessa." Because by the time she figured out what she wanted, I was already going to be gone. Next, the moment I stopped waiting and started rebuilding my life without her. You know how in movies, when the main character gets their heart broken, there's always a dramatic rainstorm. Lightning. Crying in the pouring rain? Yeah, real life isn't that cinematic. In real life, if you just sit at your own kitchen table, under the dull buzz of a flickering ceiling light, feeling like a damn fool. After Tessa packed a bag and left, I sat there for what felt like hours. The takeout was still sitting on the counter, cold, untouched, like a weird little shrine to everything we were supposed to be. And for a hot minute, I almost did the dumb thing. I almost chased her. Ula almost begged her to stay. Almost said, "We can fix this. I'll wait, just come back." Almost. But then something inside me, something that had been way too quiet for way too long, finally woke up and realized that this wasn't about Dylan. or even about Tessa. This was about me, about how little I valued myself. To even consider being someone's backup plan. Saying yes to her would have been easy. Sitting there, waiting, hoping she'd pick me, easy. In choosing myself, walking away when every part of me still loved her, that was the hardest yes of my life. But God, it was the most important one. Let me tell you something real quick. Self-respect doesn't come with fireworks and applause. It comes with lonely nights, silent mornings, and 1,000 tiny choices where you say, I deserve better, even when your heart's still whispering, but I miss them. And hey, if you've ever had to make that brutal call, 'cause using yourself over the person you loved, drop a comment below. Let's build a tiny army of people who realized loving yourself isn't it's survival. And while you're at it, smash that like button and subscribe. Because trust me, we're just getting to the part where the real glow-up begins. That night, I made a decision. I wasn't going to wait. I wasn't going to hope. I wasn't going to be anyone's, maybe. I was going to act. And it started with selling the very house we were supposed to build our future in. Next, how I packed up my life and disappeared before she even realized I was serious. Here's the thing about disappearing. It doesn't happen all at once. It's not some dramatic movie scene where you slam the door and drive into the night with rain pounding the windshield. Real-life disappearance? It's slower. Older. Smarter. It's one decision at a time. It's moving quietly, while everyone still thinks you're standing still. The first step. I called a realtor. First thing Monday morning. Tessa, bless her heart, never realized the house was in my name only. She always loved talking about our place. The colors she picked, the throw pillows she insisted on, the cheesy live, laugh, love signs she hung in the hallway. Guess who was paying the mortgage, though? Spoiler alert, not her. So while she was off finding herself, I was finding a buyer. And in case you're wondering, yeah, the market was high. House got offers before the listing even went live. Second step? Clearing her stuff out. And I didn't do it angry. I didn't rip her pictures or burn her clothes like some country song gone wrong. I boxed up every single thing she left behind, neatly, carefully, and I hired movers to drop it all off at her mom's place, with a little note tucked inside. Here's your stuff. It's a beautiful name. Was it petting? Maybe. But let's be real. It was also art. The real power move, though? The parents silent. No texting, no calling, no checking her Instagram late at night when loneliness crept in. Nothing. Silence. Complete. Total. Freedom. And if you've ever been tempted to fight for someone who already gave up on you, sometimes the loudest thing you can say is nothing at all. No speeches, no explanations, no closure letter at 3 a.m. Just vanish from the life they thought they could put on hold. And hey, if you've ever wanted to disappear so cleanly they wonder if they made you up, drop a comment below. Tell me your ghost story. I might just feature it in another video. And don't forget, hit that like button and subscribe. Because the next part of this story, it's where things really start flipping. The movers were gone. The house was empty. My future was already packed and waiting. All that was left was telling the people around us. And trust me, watching the truth ripple through our social circle, that was a show worth sticking around for. Coming up next, how I let the truth do all the talking, while she tried, and failed, to spin her own version of reality. You ever watch something fall apart so perfectly, so poetically, that you almost feel bad for laughing? Almost. After I sold the house, after I packed my life into boxes and made my silent exit, it didn't take long for the ripple effects to hit. Thus, you still thought she was holding all the cards, still thought she could go find herself, while I sat frozen in time like some background character waiting for my cue. But reality hit her faster than she ever saw coming. First, the mutual friends started asking questions. Where's Liam? Did something happen? Isn't he posting anymore? And I didn't say much. No drama. No trash talking. Jufitsu. Tessa decided she needed to explore her past before committing to her future. Decided I deserved to be someone's first choice, not their backup plan. Simple, clear, undeniable. And let me tell you, you could almost hear the group chats explode. Turns out, it's when you don't try to defend yourself and just calmly drop the truth, people start doing the math for you. Meanwhile, Tessa tried to control the narrative, posting vague inspirational quotes like, "Sometimes you have to lose yourself to find yourself. Growth is painful but necessary. Sweetheart." And speaking of Dylan, their big rekin, not exactly a fairy tale. Turns out, 4 years doesn't magically turn a cheater into Prince Charming. Through mutual friends I heard the rumors. Same old Dylan, flirting with other women, missing dates, making her feel small. History didn't just repeat itself. It got worse. And while all that chaos unfolded, as I was out here signing my new lease, booking my flight, repeated lining up my new life across the country. Here's the thing about karma. It doesn't always hit with fireworks and public humiliation. Sometimes, it just lets people live with the consequences of their own choices. Honestly, that's a way better show. No quit. Have you ever watched karma unfold so perfectly you didn't even have to lift a finger? If yes, I need to hear your stories. And drop a comment below. Let's swap some I told you so moments. And if you're vibing with this comeback story, hit that like button and subscribe. Because trust me, the best part? It's still ahead. Because while Tessa was busy patching up old wounds, I was about to start the chapter she never got to be a part of. How we rebuilt a life bigger, better, and freer than anything we had ever planned together. Starting over. Sounds romantic, doesn't it? New city, new skyline, new life. What they don't tell you is that it's terrifying. You land with a suitcase full of hopes and a heart still duct taped together with stubbornness. No safety net. No familiar faces. Just you and this scary, thrilling blank page. I moved into a tiny apartment. Obviously, I could touch both walls if I stretched my arms out. The kitchen was basically a mini fridge taped to a microwave. And the bed? Let's just say IKEA instructions should come with emotional support counselors. But it was my every creaky floorboard, every crooked cabinet door. Right. And for the first time in years, though was my life. I started building piece by piece. I joined a rock climbing club, despite being scared of heights. I took Spanish classes at a community center. Even though I could barely roll an R, I walked dogs at a local shelter and ended up adopting a mischievous little troublemaker named Zeus. Best decision I ever made. And you know what? Every awkward conversation with strangers, every lonely Friday night when I almost texted Tessa, every small silly risk I took, it stacked up. Little by little, I was building something stronger than what I had lost. A life that didn't depend on someone else choosing me. A life where I chose myself, every single day. Here's the part no one tells you. Healing? It's boring. It's not some epic montage with inspirational music. It's slow. It's messy. It's doing your laundry when you'd rather cry. It's cooking yourself dinner instead of spiraling into takeout and sadness. It's tiny, stubborn acts of self-reciprocity. And yes, sometimes it's ugly crying on your IKEA couch at 2 a.m. over a Disney movie you've seen 100 times. If you've done that, welcome to the club. We're getting jackets made. But one morning, I woke up. No nightmares. No longer. A weight in my chest. Just to Aspen. And that's when I realized the life I was so desperate to save back then, it wasn't the dream. This was freedom, growth, joy that didn't depend on anyone else's approval. Real quick, if you're somewhere on that messy, boring, beautiful healing journey right now, drop a comment below. Tell me what tiny act of self-love you're proud of this week. And if you don't have one yet, it's okay. Let's start today. I'm saying, smash that like button and subscribe. Because trust me, you're going to want to see how this story ends. Because just when I thought my story was over, life threw me a plot twist even I didn't see coming. The final lessons learned. And the one last message I wish I could tell the old me. You know what's funny? When you finally survive something that almost broke you, people act like you've unlocked some ancient secret of the universe. Like I'm out here handing out wisdom scrolls and magical healing potions. But the truth? The lessons I learned? They're simple. Messy, painful, and absolutely necessary. First lesson, trust actions, not words. If they say you're their future but treat you like a rainy day backup plan, believe what they do, not what they promise. People vote with their time, their choices, their priorities. Love that only exists in speeches isn't love. It's marketing. Second lesson, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. I know. It's way easier to believe the version we want to see, to make excuses, to call it bad timing or stress or they just need space. Spoiler alert. If someone needs space to explore someone else, what they really need is directions to the nearest exit. Third lesson, choosing yourself will always hurt less than begging for someone who already chose to leave. There's no trophy for being the one who stuck it out. No gold star for waiting while they find themselves. You don't get extra credit for sacrificing your peace. You only get more heartbreak. And you deserve more than that. So much more. Fourth lesson, healing isn't about forgetting. It's about learning how to live without carrying their choices on your back. There are still songs that sting, restaurants I avoid, memories that sneak up on me when I least expect it. And that's okay. Because healing isn't pretending it didn't happen. Healing is looking it straight in the face and choosing to move forward anyway. And maybe the biggest lesson? You are not someone's option. You are not someone's maybe. You are someone's hell yes. If they can't see that, let them go. The right people, they don't need to figure out if you're enough. They'll just know. Real quick, if any of these lessons hit home for you today, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear which one stuck with you the most. And hey, smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, because we're almost at the final chapter of this story. And trust me, you won't want to miss how it ends. Because sometimes, the best revenge isn't proving them wrong. It's living a life so good, they don't even deserve a front row seat to watch it. Next, the final message I wish someone had told me before it all began. If you are watching this, and you're in the middle of it, in the thick of the heartbreak, the confusion, the how the hell did my life just explode feeling, I want you to know something. You are not crazy, you are not weak, and you are absolutely not alone. I know what it's like. To stare at your phone, willing it to light up. To overanalyze every word, every silence. To sit in a house full of memories and wonder how the hell you're supposed to breathe without them. But here's the truth they don't tell you. The worst day of your life is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of a better one. You're not being abandoned. You're being redirected. You're not losing your future. You're shedding a version of it that was never meant to hold you anyway. And, yeah, some days you'll miss them. Some songs will still punch you in the gut. Some nights will feel a little too quiet. But over time you'll build a life so good, so full of love and laughter and late-night pizza with people who choose you, that you'll barely remember why you were crying in the first place. So if you're hurting right now, don't rush it. Feel it, grieve it, mourn what you thought it would be, and then, one day, when you're ready, stand up, dust yourself off, and start writing the next chapter, because trust me, the best part of your story hasn't even been written yet, and spoiler alert, you're the damn main character. Quick check-in, if this hit you right in the heart, Drop a comment below, tell me what chapter you're writing next. And if you're ready to choose yourself, hit that like button and subscribe, because this community right here, it's full of people just like you, fighting, healing, growing. Thanks for hanging out with me through this story. Thanks for trusting me with your time and maybe even a few tears. Take care of yourself. You deserve it. End of video.